What's up, Rude Nation? We're back. The Rude Boys. The boys are back in town. The boys are back in town.
Alright, so maybe we are corny.
We're corny as fuck, baby. And we're talking about Scott Pilgrim this episode. And it's our 3rd year anniversary. Happy anniversary, Tom.
Happy anniversary. I didn't get you anything because...
yeah. Oh, wow. Well, we had that for... Was that our Christmas? I'm talking about the gift Tom bestowed upon the Rude Boys recording studio.
Did you ever put that up on the Instagram?
I'm pretty sure you took a picture. Well, you took a picture. What you did with it, I don't know.
Man.
Was that a Christmas or a 2-year anniversary?
I don't know. Or yeah, it was a picture I gave you.
It was a picture, yeah. But yeah, it's our 3rd year anniversary. Right around that time.
Yeah.
August 12th was the pilot episode 3 years ago.
Oh.
Episode 0. Yep. Same difference. We had a little bit on we're on Podbean. We had a little bit on Opinion.
Yeah.
A couple episodes there for free, and then we moved on to the bigger, beautiful fields of Podbean. And here we are, 3 years running.
We still haven't killed each other.
We haven't killed each other.
And we're still in the midst of
a
fucking pandemic.
Yeah, that's true. So a lot's going on in 2020.
Yeah, fuck 2020. Dude, fuck 2020. That's all I gotta say, man. Especially after this week with me.
You had some car issues. You want to talk about it? Vent, man. This is your avenue to talk about this. I got this dog breathing on my face. So.
You know, all these, like, brand new... Like, I love my car, you know. It's my first car in, like, you know... the 2010s,
sure.
You know.
Yeah, it was a recent car.
And fucking just, like, all these little sensor bullshits that these car companies put in, it's just, they just cause more fucking issues than they're worth. And, oh, God, it just sucked. I hate feeling like a 16-year-old girl waiting for my parents to pick me up when I don't have my car.
Why is it gotta be a girl, though? I think that's a little unnecessarily sexist.
Oh, shut up. Shut up. Are we?
I think so. I think we've grown in the past 78 episodes, 3 years.
We have.
No, we have. We're recording on a computer now as opposed to my phone.
Okay.
We've got an Instagram account, social media. We got what? How many followers on Instagram? I see that's climbing. Above 150.
Easily.
For people who don't promote our shit, we just kind of, share it here and there. That's pretty good. That's a core group.
We are at 154 followers.
That's pretty fucking good, man.
That is
for a podcast that's been 3 years old. It probably should be better.
Hey, you know what though? We hit 2,500 last year,
and we're actually in the midst of our 3,000 downloads. I didn't want to say it because it wasn't like a real milestone.
Wow!
But we've had 3,000 plus downloads.
Nice.
We had a huge spike this week, actually about 200 downloads per week. So
you're welcome.
Yeah, that was Tom just getting 200 burner phones and downloading the podcast.
Damn right. Got to get it out there somehow. We gotta start getting paid for this shit.
Yeah, well. That might be the next milestone, but we need to put out content people want to pay for, and we need to hear from people who want to see said content, so we know there's a supply for this demand.
The nation,
let me say that? Is there a demand for the supply?
The nation always wants to fucking pay for us.
The nation needs to tell us what they want.
No, they don't.
I would love to hear from the nation. It's our 3rd year anniversary. Anyone, just shoot us a text, shoot us a tweet, an email, rudeboy6969@gmail.com.
Shoot us a message on Instagram.
Slide into the DMs, baby. And just say, like, great job. Give us a thumbs up emoji or a thumbs down emoji. We'll share it. I don't care.
I do.
This is usually when we come down.
No. Well, we've been... we're already on our second drink.
So,
Chris,
Tommy...
Who's in your mouth, Chris?
Who's in my mouth? Hey, Tom, who's in your mouth? It's the same drink.
Yes.
So, as per, I guess the new thing of me making themed drinks for our themed episode, this is Scott Pilgrim, I got a couple Scott Pilgrim cocktails on tap. A couple, I mean two, literally. This one, though, is called the Mega Scott. 3. Yeah, there's a special third one. Special secret boss. This one is called the Mega Scott.
Okay.
This is dark rum, which I've used Kraken.
Beautiful.
This is also amaretto, which is an almond liqueur. It is also lemon juice, simple syrup.
Okay.
Mixed, and then topped with orange juice.
Nice.
Yeah, so amaretto is a very sweet liqueur.
Yeah.
And the citrus with the lemon and the orange juice, very good.
Cool.
So you got the same thing, I got the same thing. Yep. Rude Nation, celebrate with your boys, 3-year anniversary. Should have done a special. Who cares?
Clink it up.
Clink it up. What do you think, Tommy? Tommy's palate's a little more refined than mine. I could see him digesting and dissecting.
Taste the amaretto more and the OJ.
That's
not the rum.
That's fine.
You don't taste the really
rum. You don't get fucked up on amaretto.
Yeah.
If you do, you're a housewife. But
Chris,
Yeah.
When you first started drinking, I've seen you get fucked up on.
I was on Mike's, and it was fucking Smirnoffs. All right, buddy.
Oh. All
right,
dude. Yeah, that was a mess.
That was a bad time. I was like, it was that one scene from what fucking movie was that? Hot Rod? Was it Hot Rod? What was that movie, Tom?
Which one?
A guy. I think it was Hot Rod. Kid gets depressed. I think I'm mixing up Hot Rod and Stranger Things. It was Hot Rod. He got depressed. He couldn't do stunts anymore. Went to a wine store, filled up a shopping cart filled with wine. And,
no, I think I just sounds very Hot Rodish. With
But I remember doing that, filling it up with Smirnoff and running into a buddy.
Wow.
Yeah, it was very. I was like, I'm drinking. Like,
yeah,
that's a lot of sugar there.
and that's
and
the
now
fucking
you know the rest of the story.
that's the fucking worst for our hangover.
It's really bad.
It really is. All right, so let's just plow right into Blitzkrieg.
Plow on in.
Starting off in games, as we always do, when I'm reading it correctly.
All right, let me follow along, too.
Yeah, you're actually going to do work, huh?
Shut up. Awesome. I do work. I produce these fucking things.
Yeah?
All 78 episodes, plus 6 Rude Boys Go to the Movies, plus 8 Rude Boys Top 10s, plus 12-ish Wrestle Specials.
All right, what do you want?
I want a fucking medal, all right? And I want to get this episode done.
You want a goddamn fucking medal, monument, a blowjob? What do you want?
I think the monument.
Yeah, don't pile shit that high.
Oh, boy.
You walked right into that one.
Go.
Dad jokes. All right. So, games, No More Heroes rated for Switch in Taiwan.
Yeah. Hopefully,
what's it rated?
Well, I don't know what it's rated, but like it's what that means is that it's probably something that is going to possibly release for the Switch. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't give a shit what it's rated for. Somebody was like, "Oh, this game's coming to Switch. Let's rate it," and then everyone hears, "Oh, it's coming to Switch."
Okay, cool.
But nobody knows. It's not really officially announced. We'll find out.
Gang.
But No More Heroes 3,
whatever.
possibly coming out this year, next year, probably next year.
Never.
I still haven't seen shit really from it.
Spidey playable in Avengers just for PlayStation. And holy shit, the PC and Xbox people are twisted. Like, I know one Xbox person, they're like, fucking Sony's just being a spoiled brat about it and blah, blah. And I'm like, I'm sure they'll turn around and they might do like the Soul Calibur thing where like, each thing might get someone special. No, okay, cool.
No, they said that Spidey is going to be the only exclusive character. So obviously this is a bi-weekly podcast. If you don't know, now you know. This was like the first big news item of the past 2 weeks was Spidey is an exclusive character for PlayStation, which kind of makes sense again because Sony's got the partnership with Marvel. Square Enix wanted a piece of that. So like, honestly, like I don't really know who's to blame, but people are flexing their muscles. They did, and they got Spidey in Avengers, which to me is like I'm like one more iota interested in it. But I'm not interested in the game at all, and I think that's what everyone's. I think more people are now just turned off from the game completely.
Well, have you seen Did you see the playable beta?
I haven't watched any of that stuff. Are you?
I'm interested.
Now?
I'm a little more interested.
Does this do it for you? Having Spider-Man?
You know what? Watching. Okay, so
and you were only going to play it on PlayStation anyway. So.
Yeah, there is a part in the beta where you see how Black Widow plays, and watching her play, I'm like, that's exactly how Spidey's going to play.
Gotcha. Maybe because acrobatic. I didn't. Watch
yeah. I mean, again, after we can. Check it out, and you could.
We'll take a look out.
Make your own. Sure. You can make your own opinion.
Right.
Thing I noticed about the beta was like Hulk has like pillow fists.
I did hear a lot about that.
But like Kamala Khan's a beast.
Right. So like the beta deals with the whole like everyone's got a light attack, everyone's got a heavy attack, and then once you invest in these characters and give them upgrades and experience and stuff like that, then they kind of become more.
It's like Ultimate Alliance.
Right. Exactly. I don't know how necessarily interested I am in this game, but I mean, if Spidey comes out and then it's around the same time as the PS5, and then I'll be like, okay, maybe I'll take a look at it. I'm not an online player, but I mean, I did get PS Plus for free.
But the thing is, it says say co-op. I don't know if it's just strictly for online. I don't know if it's couch co-op.
I doubt it because they really want to push this thing to be like an online, like everyone come in.
The only thing that will really
raid or whatever.
You know what you know what will sell me.
What will sell on you, Tommy?
Come on. X-Men.
Oh, X-Men, yeah, true.
As
that would have been,
Wolverine specifically. Like, if they drop him,
then you're in.
I'll get this game.
That'd be pretty cool. But I really don't know. And it's coming out, I think next month, right? It's September?
Didn't it get pushed? Like that, yeah.
It's coming out this year.
Yeah.
Who knows? What is coming out this year, though, Tommy?
Pikmin 3 Deluxe on October 30th.
So, this was another one of Nintendo's great stealth announcements. They're known for now because they did this with Paper Mario.
Because of that leak, and because people are like, no, we need to know everything.
Sure, yeah,
we're a bunch of fucking assholes.
E3 came and went. I mean, E3 wasn't a thing, but E3 announcements came and went. PlayStation is doing they're announcing shit on PS4, PS5. Xbox is focusing on Xbox Series X. Nobody's hearing a peep from Nintendo outside of the occasional Animal Crossing update, the random Smash Brothers update, and then this shit when like Pikmin 3 Deluxe, an enhanced port of the Wii U game comes out on Switch.
Right.
And then the back half of this information is that they delisted the game for Wii U. Which means that now the only way to play Pikmin 3 is going to be in October, and it's going to be for $60, and it's going to be on the Nintendo Switch. But, I mean, the way I look at it, Tom...
Didn't like Pikmin.
Okay, that's fine. The way I look at it, Tom, is if you didn't buy Pikmin 3 on the Wii U yet, you ain't going to do it now. So who gives a shit if they delist it, you know? Like, I get, like, oh, I really wanted to play it. Like, well, you had fucking 12 years to play that goddamn game. And now you can play it on this fancy new console. Like, what's the problem?
The only thing that I know about Pikmin is from Smash Brothers.
Sure. I think a lot of people
Fuck all of them.
I played the first one on GameCube, and, it was stressful because it gave you, it had a time limit.
Give us Lemmings on the Switch, you cowards.
Hot take.
That's all I gotta say. Or Worms.
All right. What else is coming out this year, Tom?
Vader Immortal, August 25th.
This is that Oculus game that's now coming to PSVR. Tom's not all in the VR, as I feel like we've posted someplace. It's a classic Rude Boys bit. But I'm interested in this.
Okay,
I'd like to see if it has a physical. I don't think it's going to have a physical. I think it's just all going to be a PSN.
Please download, yeah.
But I would love a physical copy of this. That would be dope. I'm interested.
So, also...
What else is coming out this year, Tom?
Xbox Series X out in November. Welcome to the University of Duh, but not with Halo. Welcome to the Community College of what?
That's pretty good.
You weren't expecting that.
Yeah.
I love when I just throw shit in there.
Props, man. It's pretty clever. So Series X, Microsoft committed that it's coming out in November. Cool.
Yeah.
We kind of all knew that. Wonderful. However, they have made the decision to delay their big launch title, Halo Infinite, which seems pretty ballsy. Don't get me wrong, because they were really pushing that Halo Infinite was going to come out for the launch of Xbox Series X, and it's not. Yeah. Pretty ballsy, pretty brave, I'd have to say, because when people delay games, they can only get better. You know what I mean? Because already they weren't up to snuff enough that they have to take some time, put some more money, put some more manpower. Don't crunch. Everybody unionize and get the game as polished as possible. What?
Anyway.
Tell me I'm wrong. What else, Tommy?
The Switch surpasses NES's lifetime sales. Rude Boys Bump!
Rude Boys Bump. This has been the Rude Boys thing of the year, I think 2 years running, 3 years running, something like that. As long as you've been doing the Rudies, you're welcome, Nintendo. And now its only obstacle, huge obstacle, is the Wii. The Wii sold like gangbusters in its lifetime. So it's going to probably have some difficult time getting past the Wii, but... It's the second best-selling console of Nintendo.
I love your drunk moods.
What?
Rocksteady's game is real, and WB Games is T for sale.
The N is right next to the space button, all right?
Yeah, huh? Isn't for sale anymore. That's pretty cool. Like, they posted a poster of the Suicide Squad symbol targeting Superman, so that's pretty cool. It looks like it's going to be a Suicide Squad game.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
so...
presumably, so the game presumably is going to be called Suicide Squad: Kill the Justice League.
Okay, cool.
Put out by Rocksteady.
Good stuff.
We're going to find out more stuff next weekend at DC Fandom. In addition to WB Montreal Games doing something, also Ed Boon's there. We might do a Rude Boys Reacts. I think that might be a lot of information coming out, movie wise, game wise. I think we'll have to do that.
Yeah, definitely.
My fear for this, so I think I've heard rumblings about that this game is gonna sort of kind of be the Marvels for DC.
We'll see.
So that's what I've heard.
I'm going to say no.
Okay, cool. All right.
Because DC games are real fucking good, unlike their movies.
Right, but that's what I think. I think they're gonna focus more on online stuff. more on team-based stuff.
So
Which
kind of
makes
like
sense.
that that game that came out a while ago.
Lemmings.
No. Gotham something where you're a group of
Gotham imposters.
Yeah, some shit kind of like that. You're thinking?
No, I'm thinking like Marvel Avengers. I'm
Okay.
thinking like you're gonna get your team of Harley Quinn,
You
King
may be
Croc,
wrong.
Boomerang, and then like go to Metropolis and beat up dudes, cops or whatever, and then fight Superman at the end. You know.
Okay.
And I did hear that it has nothing to do with the Arkhamverse.
Okay.
Which kind of stinks because like why not? Why not make this one big beautiful game universe? Also, side note. Marvel Games confirmed that Marvel's Avengers has nothing to do with Marvel Spider-Man, the PS4 game.
Okay.
So it does not take place in some sort of...
In the same universe?
Okay. Correct. Disappointing, whatever.
Okay.
Moving on.
Oh no, Yoshiro Ono is leaving Capcom.
God damn it. Since I know you don't know, Tom, Yoshiro Ono is kind of like the face of the Street Fighter production gang of Capcom.
Sure.
He's the guy who shows up to all the fighting game tournaments and stuff like that.
And I'm sure
he's got this little Blanca figure, which is like his mascot, or it's like his favorite character.
Is he the one that greenlighted Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite? Because if
Probably
so,
not. I would have to imagine some dude in a suit.
I'd want to punch him in the nuts as hard as I can.
He's more of the Street Fighter
side
of it, not necessarily the Marvel or anything like that. So
then his nuts can live.
Okay. I think he was with Capcom for like 30 years or something like that. So
Demons Ate My Neighbors is a thing.
Spiritual successor to Zombies Ate My Neighbors.
Put that on the Switch, you cowards.
I think it is coming out on Switch.
Is it?
Yeah.
What, on the SNES?
No. Oh, you're saying Zombies Ate My Neighbors. I'm sorry. Yeah, that, who knows. I'm talking about this game.
Yeah.
So this game looks and presumably feels just like Zombies Ate My Neighbors. Yeah, and it's called Demons Ate My Neighbors. And I think it's coming out this year.
So there's a whole Fortnite versus Apple and Android thing going on.
You heard about a little bit of this?
Yeah, apparently Fortnite...
Okay, so tell me what happened.
Fortnite uses like a direct pay type of thing.
Yes.
And Apple and Android are like, the fuck? That's taking money away from us, so they're not happy, so they took Fortnite off their shops.
You're right. So. And then Epic turned around and sued them.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And I think how it played out, so this is the second biggest thing.
I think I played an hour of Fortnite. I played a little bit of Fortnite and then I was just like, yeah, I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't, it's not for me. But it's some scummy, some back, like
on all sides.
I'm going to put it this way. So then Epic turned around and sued Apple and then Google, or I guess Google, Google.
Yeah.
Google Play Store, having a bit of a monopoly or a stranglehold on their storefronts. And then they did this whole PR campaign to kind of get the public on their side. So Tom, it's like I came to you, right? I slap you in the face, okay? And then you turn around, retaliate, punch me in the eye, okay? And then I sue you, and I have an entire smear campaign already in my pocket.
Yeah.
Because I baited you to do this.
No, that's like, I mean, you hear stories in the news of someone robbing, like breaking into someone's house and then getting their fucking ass handed to them, and then the person who was robbing turns around and sues the homeowner.
Right.
And it's like, no. You're in the wrong. Like, you're the asshole in this. So,
no, I understand.
But yeah, no. It's all corporate bullshit.
It's three big people.
Yep.
Epic, Google, and Apple.
Yep. Just
pissing over dollars on the cents.
Yep.
And they're getting the public involved because Fortnite is an immensely popular game.
Yes.
And they did do this one. You remember that old Apple commercial back in the day?
Yes, I know. And that was one of the things. And that was one of the things that Apple's like, fuck you.
Yeah,
like,
they really fucking did it. So it was like this old Apple commercial. They were basically trying to...
For the Super Bowl in 1999, I think.
Oh, wow. They were trying to... It could have been 99. Whatever, it doesn't matter. This whole... campaign to be like, Apple, we're different, like, oh, think different, all that shit. And then they did a parody commercial of that using Fortnite characters and hashtag free Fortnite, which I don't endorse. I don't think the Rude Boys endorse, but whatever, who gives a fuck? I ain't getting any money out of it. I don't play the game. I don't care.
I mean, Epic, if you want us to, like, have your back, you guys got to show the checks.
Same to Apple, same to Google, same to anybody. B-Dubs,
we will.
Jameson, Miller. Yeah. Our souls are for sale.
Oh my god, my
begging
soul.
on a fucking sponsorship.
My soul's for sale. My life's for sale. My ass is for sale. Like, you want me to fucking walk around in some fucking panda costume just with the ears, the tail? I'm down.
Yeah.
Like, I have no
We're
shame.
ready to do it. We're ready. Tom will do the more physical stuff. I'll do the more speaking stuff. Yeah, that's it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Bring that dump truck full of money
Absolutely.
to my door, our door.
Moving along, trailer talk.
Trailer talk.
Hey, did you see this trailer for G.I. Joe Operation Blackout?
I'm not a G.I. Joe guy.
It's the same type of animation as the Transformers game that came out for the PS4.
Okay, so cell shaded.
Yeah, it looks
action
fucking good.
I'm very interested why there's even a G.I. Joe game coming out. Someone's got the license.
Exactly.
I just answered my own question.
Yep, there you go. Boom, boom.
There's actually another Transformers game coming out this year too, and it's like it almost looks like a mobile game that they're just putting out on. Console.
Is it a fighting game?
No.
Okay.
It looks like a top-down, like, strategy sort of, like, yeah. I'm not.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Rumors. Spidey remastered for PS5.
Possibly, yeah. There have been some rumblings again. Ever since the original State of Play for the PS5, like, there hasn't been much PS5 information coming out. Minus, like, hey, you can use these controllers on the PS5. Like, all right, who gives a shit? Tell me some good stuff. So still gotta find out what's up with that.
Also, another rumor, and again, this game's still in development. We may find out more at DC Fandom. The Watchmen to be in Injustice 3.
That'd be pretty interesting because I think the Watchmen being more prevalent in the DC comics is probably the biggest thing in recent DC comics. You know what I mean? Just revitalizing those characters, much to the Snake God loving Frank Miller. Not Frank Miller. Alan Moore.
Alan Moore, Nah, Frank Miller just loves his cocaine, I think.
Okay, cool. Yeah,
that's kind of crazy.
I don't think that would have came out on...
all right, we're going to just touch on this real quick.
So, slight comics news.
Yeah. DC...
Mark the calendars, boys and girls.
DC, shit ton of layoffs because they haven't been selling because of the pandemic.
Right.
Jim Lee, who's the COO, says that, 25%, their sales were down 25%, which is kind of huge for comics.
Sure.
All their original DC Universe is a done deal, so sorry if you decided to waste your money on that.
Right. Well, I think a lot of that stuff's incorporated into HBO Max now.
So I was just gonna say HBO Max. A lot of that stuff is going your Swamp Thing might end up there. Your Titans is gonna end up there. Your Doom Patrol is gonna end up there. So a lot, so. They're still alive, these things, if you're dedicated to these shows. So, watch out for that, and we'll see what happens more with this DC stuff.
Well, I mean, also, DC Collectibles kind of completely got wiped.
See, I wonder if this is going to hurt that MMO game, DC Universe Online.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know, Tom.
I
think a lot of the... So AT&T... is like the parent company of Warner Brothers Media and shit like that. They were the ones that actually originally wanted to sell WB Games because they weren't producing anything, which I think ever since the Suicide Squad game announcement from Rocksteady this previous week or two, they kind of re-looked at maybe let's hang on to this branch of our business.
Yeah.
Then they looked to the other part of DC and realized we're gonna make their cuts here, which is unfortunate. And I think they're looking at it, by they I mean AT&T, is looking at it as the DC Comics is just a brand they can outsource to their other multimedia properties. Which is absolutely unfortunate. Which is, I mean, what people who are reading Marvel Comics hated once the MCU started kind of eclipsing Marvel Comics proper and really kind of overshadowing the source material. But I mean, Marvel Comics is still kicking, obviously. They still are doing their crossovers, their tie-ins, their franchises. They're still doing it.
There's a lot of huge crossovers.
Exactly, yeah. So they're still rocking and rolling, and I think a lot of it has to come with their parent company now, Disney. But I mean, who knows? It's all people with fucking money cocks, just fucking flinging them around, wagging them in everybody's face.
All right, come on, rein it in. We gotta go to movies now, okay?
Let's go to movies. Let's talk about the money cocks in movies.
Mulan coming to Disney Plus September 4th for $30. Now I know there are people who are twisted about this. I get it. I understand.
You're already paying for a subscription service.
Yes, I get why some people are twisted about that, but if you're not, if
you're not smart like us,
right? I mean, I want to see this movie because I did enjoy Mulan. Okay, I saw it in theaters.
Okay,
but I'm gonna wait for it to show up on regular Disney Plus.
You're gonna wait for it. To,
absolutely.
To lapse.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like I think
I'm in zero rush to watch.
The only one that I would probably do this for might be Black Widow.
If they do that, so I'm very, and I got caught with a fake tweet right around this announcement that they did announce that Black Widow was doing this, but it did not, obviously. Right. So presumably, as far as the Marvel movies are concerned, Black Widow is still going to be in theaters, and
so is this,
and also New Mutants presumably also going to be in theaters. You're right. Yeah,
Mulan is still going to be released in theaters.
However,
yes,
you're right.
You are going to, if you don't feel safe going to the theaters, like Ya Boyz,
right.
for at least a year or so, like mid 2021,
until shit gets better.
Yeah. And shit's never going back to normal. Let's, until we can get movie theaters with pods.
Yeah.
I think that's the only way.
Exactly.
But then, this $30 is you own the movie though.
Yes.
So it's not like it's not a rental.
One
exactly, which is cool. But again, I can just wait for it to show up on regular Disney Plus.
Zero rush.
6 months later, and I just be like, all right, cool. I mean, honestly, the only thing I'm upset about this movie is no Eddie Murphy as
no
Mushu.
Mushu at all.
No Mushu at all. Like
no
that
no
bugs
music.
me. But you got Donnie Yen, who's pretty cool.
All right, that's fine. I have zero interest in this live action movie. If they were to do this with New Mutants, which is still slated to come out later this month,
yep.
I would be more interested. $30, maybe not. But then $30, I'll get the boys will get here.
Yeah.
We'll watch fucking New Mutants in the comfort of the studio.
Exactly. Or one of the studios.
Yeah, one of the studios. Yes.
So
one of the studios.
Lego Star Wars Holiday Special hitting Disney Plus 11/17, where you don't have to pay $30.
Yes, exactly. This is just a fun little Lego holiday special. I was going to say Christmas, but probably they have Life Day and stuff.
You can't say that.
I can't. They have Life Day, but
Life Miss.
They are. I think the big thing is that they're using the phrase Lego in parentheses. Star Wars Holiday Special. I think that's probably the most important thing. And yes, it is going to be a Lego-fied thing. It's going to have Rey time traveling or something.
It's going to have Anakin. It's going to have...
It's going to have a bunch of stuff.
It's going
to sort of tie into the Lego Star Wars, I'd imagine, to kind of get people more interested in that game. I think it comes out in December.
Yeah.
But I think just having the brand Lego
Star
Wars Holiday Special being something people say in 2020... Sure. Okay.
Yeah. So this this next bit of news is for you, Chris.
Okay.
David Hayter is interested in working with the MCU to write for those Merry Mutants that are now back in the MCU, which is I'm down with that. I'm totally down.
I feel like Kevin Feige and people at Marvel Studios, though, they're going to have a very close grip, and they do already have a close grip on a lot of their stuff, which is the detriment to, I think, some of the artistic flair that like a Edgar Wright could have brought to Ant-Man, or stuff like that.
David Hayter,
or Scott Derrickson for
Doctor Strange 2. Yep.
You're going to lose out a lot on that, and it's going to be a little more homogenized. But as we discussed in episode,
I honestly think Blade's might be our first rated R.
You think
MCU.
so? All right. Well, hey.
It's either going to be Blade or Deadpool 3.
Who the hell knows what's going on? Did you hear about this whole Rob Liefeld went off on Marvel Studios? Tom's eyes are rolled outside of his head. He's picking.
Why? Because there's not enough armor on these fucking characters. Is that why?
No, he was just like, why isn't anybody using Deadpool? Where's Deadpool? Why isn't anybody talking about Deadpool?
Does he? Well, actually, he never really understood how stories work.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no.
He's an artist or a writer?
Rob Liefeld, he artist, but I believe he also wrote.
Okay.
Yeah, no. Again, even if he didn't write that, guess what? He doesn't understand how things work.
Sure.
So
anyway, episode 77, Merry Marvel movie retrospective. Blah 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 blah. Got that in 3-ish.
Yeah. No, I mean that whole episode.
That was when we discussed about David Hayter. He actually wrote the screenplay for the first X-Men movie, and there you go. That really did kickstart, I think, as we said then, the modern comic book movie genre.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Moving along, John Wick 4 and 5 filming back to back. Now you've never seen any of the John Wick.
I've never seen a single John Wick movie. Jonathan Wick.
John Wick's pretty. It's enjoyable. Just fast forward through a part in John Wick 1,
Sure.
and you'll have a good time.
Sure.
That part still wrenches my heart. But no, these movies are great. Like, Keanu Reeves is fantastic.
Sure,
like,
yeah. This definitely revitalized Keanu Reeves' career.
Absolutely.
I would think.
Now,
was John Wick 1 the movie that you saw at a time?
Yes.
Okay. That's a Rude Boys After Hours discussion.
Yeah, it is. And rumor mill.
Tom's mind is flying right now. Continue.
You're an asshole.
Sorry.
Shia LaBeouf as Iceman.
Shia LaBeouf.
There's also pictures of him being Wolverine.
Oh, God.
So,
I didn't see that. I just went with the fact that I think people are eyeing a Shia LaBeouf type for, air quotes, for Bobby Drake.
Sure.
Whatever. Seems a little weird. Whatever. What do I know?
I mean, he's old.
Yeah,
he is old.
I'm
saying old. He's probably like my age.
Right.
And, yeah, for me to say that, yeah.
I mean, that ties into something we're going to say about people who used to play Iceman.
Yes.
Coming up.
TV.
TV talk.
Ren and Stimpy in the works at Comedy Central. I don't know if you were a Ren and Stimpy kid at all.
Kind of maybe like the first season. Yeah. I think when once Billy West kind of did the voice of Ren, I kind of tuned out because I think Ren's original voice, which I think might have been John K, okay. Who's a creep. Yeah.
Okay. Moving along. Documentary series about video game box arts is coming.
And this is going to be done by the same people who did the movies that made us and the toys that made us.
Nice.
Which is on Netflix. Those are great documentary series. Check them out.
Okay, cool. Shawn Ashmore, who played Iceman.
Yep.
Joining The Boys, probably in season 3.
Yeah, I'd imagine so. But yeah, Shawn Ashmore's great.
Cool.
He's going to be like a lamplighter or something like that, which I guess was a one of the 7 or something like that, one of the original heroes groups. Okay. No, the boys are the bad. Well, the boys are the humans, right?
Yeah. No, well,
the boys are
Carl Urban's
people.
Yeah.
Right, they're the boys. What the fuck?
Moving along. What the fuck?
I don't know. My phone decided to open up IMDb and play the first trailer.
Word, because you said the boys too
English
much.
lady, I guess.
Avatar creators exit the Netflix live-action version.
Yeah, so this is not really good news.
No, it's not.
So I guess Netflix announced that there was a live-action television adaptation, or a remake, or however you want to fucking put it, of Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Yes.
Coming to Netflix. And that the original characters were going to be working with it. However, the creators, Michael DiMartino and Brian K, they have exited said franchise, and they're done. So anything we're going to see on Netflix, barring any sort of reconciliation between the parties, is not going to be the creators' vision, which is disappointing. Especially
and worrisome because we look at M. Night Shyamalan.
Yeah, let's get M. Night on this bad boy. Yeah, so it's worrying, especially from a new Avatar: The Last Airbender convert. More Avatar is great. If it's handled properly, I'm cool. Not having the original creators, though, definitely hurts.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Moving on to wrestling.
Okay.
Metallica to theme Takeover Triple X.
Yes, we talked about this on Rude Boys Top 10.
We did.
Yes, we did. And we'll talk about it next episode. But the 30th Takeover for NXT is going to have a Metallica theme.
Still, that card already looks better than SummerSlam.
That's not... Oh, an NXT card eclipsing the main card? Wow.
I know. Yeah, right?
Shock.
Moving on to Etc. News.
Etc. News time.
If you smell what The Rock is buying, The Rock has bought the XFL the day it went on to auction.
He did. I think he bought it right before it went on auction.
This is some carny shit. I'm sure Vince called The Rock and be like, Dwayne, you gotta help me! I made a mistake again! Right, you're the highest paid actor of all time, the second year in a row. Dwayne, you gotta help me. Alright, Vince. Alright. But I want to get some of that pie.
I felt like there was more going on.
Nah, dude, come on. I petered out.
So, I mean, what's fun fact, actually, the first WWF personality to appear on XFL was The Rock. He announced the initial fucking game that was out on Fox or NBC or whatever the hell.
This year or?
No, this was, no, I'm talking about the original incarnation of the XFL. Yeah, he was the first person there. You know what? It's funny because I'm not a sports guy, but they tried, you know, and they kind of were doing something decent. You know what I mean? I mean, what do you think about it? It doesn't matter what you think because The Rock is back in the XFL. That's all.
All right, let's keep it Blitzkrieg Rock.
Shut up.
Corona Mania.
Just a slim list this time.
Yeah, for now.
Yep.
Universal Orlando delaying Super Nintendo World.
Yes. So Super Nintendo World over in Universal Studios Japan was supposed to open the same time around as the 2020 Olympic Games in Japan. Those games aren't happening. The opening of this theme park attraction is not happening. So then, therefore, everything's pushed back.
The closest you're getting to the 2020 Summer Games is Overwatch.
Yes.
Overwatch.
For Mario and Sonic.
Yeah,
Olympic
exactly.
Games. Like that's as far as we're getting.
Yep.
Nation. Sorry to put a damper on Blitzkrieg news.
Yeah.
But that's where we're at.
Yep. That's all we have for Blitzkrieg.
That's all we got for Blitzkrieg news. Tom, we got some notable nerd anniversaries. Ooh. So this is something that I got to try to get better at right now.
Left field.
I know. So obviously this episode's all about Scott Pilgrim because we are celebrating the 10th anniversary of the movie Scott Pilgrim vs. the World.
Yes.
And it came out on the 13th.
Yes.
In line with obviously everyone's favorite movie-related podcast, Rude Boys Go to the Movies, episode 6, out now. Watch that movie, download our podcast, and play it and listen to it and laugh with your boys. That was a good time. Also, that week, I believe the 10th, that was when Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, the game came out, which we played a little bit, but we'll talk about that later. But some other notable nerd anniversaries we might want to talk about before next episode, next time we reconvene. Let us go down the list. So we got some games that we want to make reference to, and obviously, if this isn't a complete list, we're still learning to do this stuff. I'm still learning to do this stuff.
Fuck you.
On the 20, what?
Saying I don't help, pretty much.
No, that's not true. This was my baby. I'm taking care of it. On the 25th, Tommy, and we're going with U.S. release date. Castlevania Dawn of Sorrow.
Okay.
Did you play Castlevania Dawn of Sorrow?
Was that the one where you had to draw the figures on?
Yes, you said draw. I shook my head. Yes. Yeah, it is. Yeah, sequel to one of the better, I think.
I dug it.
Castlevania games, Aria of Sorrow.
Yes.
Yeah, it's just more of the same stuff. This is actually my first Castlevania game I ever played because there was only one game, two really, that came out for the Super Nintendo.
Okay.
I'd never played the 3D ones. I didn't own any non-Nintendo console really, but I was buying a shitload of DS games, and I was like, oh, Castlevania. I've heard of it. Let me get in on it. And I love this game. So that's coming out. It came out 2005, so that's going to be a 15-year anniversary on the 25th. Also, on the 28th, Mario Tennis hit the U.S. shores.
Yay, tennis!
So this is a game that came out for the N64 in the year 2000.
Okay. In the year 2000!
There it is. Tom's catchphrase. Obviously reintroduced the world to Mario playing tennis, which obviously did start in the fucking Virtual Boy, Will, before you fact check me again.
I am thinking about picking up the new Mario Tennis when I can.
I bought it. I didn't play it.
No?
I gave it to my sister.
Oh shit! I was gonna say, if you have it, we should play it.
Dude, I loved Mario Tennis when it on N64. It actually got me into tennis.
Yay, tennis!
I think I played my senior year.
Tennis.
Yeah. I was like third replacement.
You're
or whatever.
A fucking jock.
Yeah, there you go. But I think a lot of what it did to the Mario universe was it reintroduced Daisy to the world because she was last seen in Super Mario Land for the Game Boy, and it cursed the world to my pleasure. Waluigi.
Yes.
It introduced Waluigi. Obviously, people did celebrate his creation with the Japanese release, but
sure.
This is America we're talking about, okay?
Whoa!
Keeping it American.
Sorry,
We also want to talk about a notable video game movie came out in 1995, Tommy. Do you know what it is? Do you know what it is? It's not The Wizard. Mortal Kombat!
I did not see it in theaters.
I saw it in theaters.
Actually,
it could have only gotten better than the Street Fighter movie.
Actually, I think I did see it. Oh, Mortal Kombat is very enjoyable.
If you say so.
I will take Mortal Kombat over...
Oh, Street Fighters. I'm sorry.
I will take Mortal Kombat over Mortal Kombat Annihilation any day.
Oh, 100.
Though I do know at Target they have it's Mortal Kombat Annihilation, and Mortal Kombat Legacy on the YouTube one.
Well, that's pretty cool.
And I have been seeing. I totally forgot about the Mortal Kombat Scorpion one.
Yes, so that released earlier this year.
Yeah.
But Mortal Kombat, I think one of the first
those were
well-received video game movies.
Sunglasses, asshole.
Those are $500.
Oh yeah.
Obviously, we did talk about video game movies, and after I did a quick search, episode 48. This is some
wow, we're
time
going
ago,
back.
man. Episode 48. Dr. Mario Cannot Touch You. And we had some good titles. Pretty much all Tom's doing. But we did talk about the video game movies and the ups and the many downs of that genre. Nothing really in TV, nothing in comics, but you know what, Nation? I'm going to try to get better with this, and we're going to try to time stuff better, hence why we did our Scott Pilgrim episode. And, yeah, we can only get better.
Now it's time for Tom's BAAARRROO of the show. Let's go, alright.
No.
We passed Corona Mania.
We did pass Corona Mania.
Bad parenting. Of... If you're in a store, you make sure your little shit kids are wearing a fucking mask. Okay? Look. And I'm sorry, people, when you wear your face mask, don't wear it below your nose. You ain't doing no one fucking favors. You fucking morons. And don't give me the, I have a hard time breathing. Shut up and don't leave your house. Guess what? All of these stores have now done pretty much what Stop and Shop does now is like Peapod. Like all these all these places like deliver or they do curbside pickup. So you know what? Make sure if you're taking your little bastards out, make sure they're wearing masks. I think after age 2 or something like that. They say I don't know. Whatever.
You're talking. You're going.
You're
going rogue right now.
Yeah. Well, you put 2 drinks in me already.
That's it. Many more to come.
This has been Tom's BAAARRROO of the show.
Tom, so let's
Chris.
Yeah.
What have you been up to?
What have I been up to? You want to catch up?
Yeah.
All right, let's catch up, Tommy.
Yeah.
Not much. So I've been reintroduced to the workforce.
oh, misery loves fucking company. No, that's.
I'm back, baby. Essential.
I'm back. Fucking all I hear is Eric Bischoff's theme music.
He came back to AEW, I saw.
Oh boy, yeah, that was something.
Right? Thank God. So I'm back in the workforce. I haven't been up to much. I've still been chugging along with Animal Crossing, Xenoblade, video games.
Blah blah blah, the usual shit.
I did. So I did hook up, Tommy, as you know, my old, well, not my old, my PlayStation 3.
Yeah.
Sounds like a jet goddamn engine.
Sure.
And my 360. Really to play games that are locked on said system.
Just real quick. Fuck your Xbox 360.
Oh, we'll talk about that. To try to play games that are locked on said system that aren't backwards compatible or anything like that. So I had some fun trying to get accessories out and everything like that.
Release these games on next gens, you cowards.
Yeah, well, yes, absolutely.
Especially the Switch.
I found when I got my PS4 for the holidays,
the low price of $6.99.
It came with a free year of PS Plus.
Nice.
So I lost that card. Found it,
Genius.
over the week, and signed up for PS Plus. So I have PS Plus now.
Cool.
I downloaded Fall Guys, which is apparently this like weird battle royale. It's put out by the guys who did what is it called? Surgeon Simulator, and published by Devolver, who did Hotline Miami. They do some shit. I'm pretty sure
yeah.
Did they publish Carry On also? They might have. They do the out there shit.
Yeah, I know. I gotta get back onto that game, but I think I'm saving that more for Rootober.
I don't blame you. But Fall Guys is like this weird battle royale obstacle course thing where you play these little bean characters and you try to get to the end, and like
I got a bean character for you. It's called my sack.
Oh my god!
I got a sack boy.
Right, stop. I played like a couple rounds. I think this is more of a Bonnie game because she loves like the weird physicsy sort of like stuff.
I can't make a joke about that now. No. You're a bad man.
So I played a little bit of that. I haven't really got into it because that's not really my bag. I did. I
got a bag for you.
Oh God, stop it! Why?
Why do you set me up?
This might be the last episode.
No, never. You love it.
So that was really all I was doing video game wise. Bonnie and I though we did binge the majority of Avatar: The Last Airbender on Netflix. So I was told by people by work that this was a great show. Bonnie's sister.
Here we go.
Your brother, it's a well-received show.
Here we go.
No, I really do like it.
Okay, I was waiting for it. It's fine.
No, I really like it. We're in like the later half of book 3, so season 3.
Which I think is the last?
Yeah, it's only went 3 seasons.
Okay.
Korra just went up on Netflix, which is the sequel series.
Yes.
That was also put on Netflix, also well-received.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm down for it.
Nice.
I'll talk about it more freely when I finish it, so next episode. And yeah, that's all I've really been up to, Tommy.
Cool.
What have you been up to, Tommy?
I've actually been doing stuff, believe it or not.
What?
I know. I watched some stuff.
What stuff have you watched?
I watched Umbrella Academy Season 2.
I heard by someone from work that they love Umbrella Academy, so it's more people that it's more. I mean, obviously, Tom, your word holds the most weight for me. But if I'm hearing from like nobodies that they really like it, then I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah,
you know what I
should
mean?
definitely give it a whirl, especially if you like X-Men type shit, where like a group of students.
That's what I said to him. That I'm like, oh, he really loves X-Men. So
you should definitely check it out. I mean, the music is awesome in it. That what they do.
Cool.
The only person that I really know from this show is the guy number 1, Luther.
Oh, okay.
He was in Game of Thrones. He played Dickon.
Okay.
Sam's older brother.
Yes.
The one that
someone else in that show too.
That Braun laughed at.
Right. Yeah.
What's your name, Dickon?
He also got the dragon flamed him.
Yeah. Do I know anyone else in that show?
Don't you?
Oh yeah. I do. Okay, so yes, I know. Ellen Footface Page is in there. I don't want to punch her in the face.
Oh wow!
In this.
That's called growth.
No, that's called. I like this character better than her playing one of my all-time favorite female X-Men characters.
Do you think that a lot of it is just resentment? You think
she just wasn't good? Just wasn't good as Kitty Pryde.
Do you think it was just a poor portrayal, or she just did a bad job?
Oh, it was
do you think another actress could have done a better job?
Absolutely, because I've just recently watched, I think on FX randomly, they were playing Days of Future Past, the Road Cut.
Oh, really? Okay,
and I'm like, okay, that makes more sense. The Road Cut makes more sense of sending Wolverine's consciousness back to the 1970s.
Right.
Because she could have absorbed that from another mutant.
Sure.
I'm sorry, since when is that one of Shadowcat's powers? Yeah,
that was a dumb fucking
It was, and like,
how did he get sent back in the... Well, it wasn't even back.
It was,
Well, how did it go? I know Shadowcat was big in that...
Rachel Gray.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Because she's a telepath.
Sure. So they really needed a telepath. They should have just introduced another telepath.
Right. I mean,
they could have just been this is so and so. Because they had Blink and Bishop just rolling together. Yeah.
In the comics, because you had Rachel Gray Summers,
right,
with Nathan Franklin Richards. And they were married and they had a kid. So imagine how powerful that fucking kid is. You want to talk about, Omega level mutants and whatnot? Yeah. No, that surpasses Omega level. But no, I enjoy her in this. Okay. Definitely check it out.
Okay.
It's real fucking good.
That's up there with another show that you're going to talk about that I want to get into.
Last night, well, as per recording, busted through War on Cybertron Chapter 1, Transformers.
Right.
So fucking good. And, like, you really, like, see, like, wow, okay, there's a lot of propaganda in this, like, you know how, like, Megatron, like, manipulates, like, people to, like, sway their, like, and a lot of, like, a lot of that classic, like, good guys swap sides and bad guys swap, like, a lot of that stuff, which I love. I love seeing that.
Oh, yeah, I want to get it on that.
Real fucking, I mean, there's no original voice actors from what I've seen.
Which is good and bad. Obviously, those voice actors are iconic.
Yeah.
I liked... oh my god, I'm drawing a blank. The dude who voiced Optimus Primal in the Beast Wars. I'm not talking about Frank Welker or Peter Cullen. I think his name. No, you're amalgamating everybody's names together at once. Wow. Skew got someone in the nation excited over there. Excuse me. I believe the guy's name was Gary Chalk. He was the guy who voiced Optimus Primal in Beast Wars, Beast Machines, and then he did like the couple. They were on like Toonami or something like that. It was like Transformers Armageddon, Transformers Energon or something like that. Like that, he was like the Optimus Prime voice for a while until the Michael Bay movies kicked in, and then it brought back Peter Cullen.
Sure. I mean...
Again, iconic voice actors.
I mean, this really isn't a spoiler, especially if you know the Transformers lore. Right. My brother's like, really? No Dinobots? I was like, the Dinobots were never on fucking Cybertron. Yeah, they were never on Cybertron!
No, you're right.
And he's like, are you sure? And I was like, no, dude, Dinobots never touched
There's
Cybertron.
A little bit... That is, if you're going with G1 lore, yes. If you want to go with... because I mean, you played a Dinobot in I think it was actually the game War for Cybertron. Okay. That came out for I think it was PS3, Xbox 360. I think you played as Grimlock. They remastered it, but yeah, they brought in Grimlock. Like, how the fuck you got a dinosaur? In space? Because I don't think the Great War happened yet.
This actually
because they all had their Cybertronian vehicles.
This was dealing with the Great War, or like the aftermath of the Great War. They
do so many like
we will talk about this more
once I watch it.
Once you watch it, because there's something that happens that I'm like, yeah, that totally should have happened in like the 1980s.
Should not have or should have.
There's something that happens in this. That I feel should have happened in
the G1.
In the G1 because I hate the one particular character.
In the G1. So it's just okay. All right.
Because I think he was ridiculous and he should never have been. In the movie.
Take it easy.
I'm saying what? Well, shut up.
What am I saying?
And I've also
actually now that you just reminded me, Tommy, Transformers the movie got an anniversary. Did I write it down, or am I going to cut this?
I don't know, Chris.
8/8. It came out in 1986.
What did?
Transformers the movie. So earlier this month. Happy anniversary, Transformers the movie.
You've seen it, right?
100%, yeah. I think that was one of my first VHSs I bought, as an adult, preteen.
Adult,
yeah. What are you gonna spend your first paycheck on, kid? Cartoons.
And video game wise, you let me borrow Final Fantasy VII the remake. I dig it. I dig it a lot. I mean, I'm still in its infancy. I just did the where you have to steal Jesse's father's ID and
and you gotta like sneak around.
You just encounter the one dude with the motorcycle and you fight him on the motorcycle.
Bonnie hated that part. I never played the game. I watched Bonnie play it because she's a Final Fantasy
I got a little confused with that part because I didn't find where the boosters was. Okay. And apparently if you only take 10% damage, you get something special.
Oh, okay.
So, my bike was in the red when, needless to say.
I understand. But you got through it.
Yeah, no.
And you're sticking with it, which is great.
Yeah. I mean, then I'm like, do I, like... It's very hard for me to play video games when I get home because I'm like, I just want to turn something on and
you just want to chill. You want to
veg the fuck out.
I got you, brother.
You know, play Marvel Contest of Champions, just hit the auto fight on and just keep moving.
And just watch fun things happen.
Exactly.
I got you.
Well, I can only do that when I'm on the lower levels. Like when
Right.
I'm fighting characters that are actually 5-6 stars, I'm like, nope, I gotta fucking be on point.
I'm out.
So yeah, that is what I have been up to.
And that's what we've all been up to.
Scott, you ready? Okay. Kim, are you...
All right. So, big Scott Pilgrim episode, Tommy.
Yeah.
10 years. A couple days ago, as per recording.
God,
The movie came out.
If your life had a face, I would punch it.
Very good. See, Tom's good. Tom's way good with quotes. It's a very quotable series, movie.
It is.
Everything in between, man. So this is a multimedia property we're talking about. Scott Pilgrim, created by Brian Lee O'Malley as a graphic novel, put out by Oni, I believe, some independent
You're correct.
publisher.
It was Oni. Who I think is probably a subsidiary.
I'd imagine, yeah. And it was a big hit, a big underground hit.
Absolutely.
The movie rights got sold to Universal. Edgar Wright was pen to direct. Movies going on the same time as Brian Lee O'Malley is writing the comic. So a lot of stuff. So a lot of stuff is different. I talked about it in the Rude Boys Go to the Movies that was just passed for Scott Pilgrim. But we're going to talk about the book. We're going to talk about the movie to a lesser extent because we talked about it to death. We're going to talk about the game.
Yeah.
That we had a little experience, if you could put it that way, earlier today. The soundtrack. I think Scott Pilgrim is just a very iconic character.
Absolutely. Because we'll get to it.
We'll get to it.
We've all been there.
Yes. He's an everyman. He's an every boy.
Yeah.
Yes. Before we do that,
He's a man-child.
He is a man-child.
He really
Before we do
fucking
that,
is.
Tom, we have a new Who's in Your Mouth. Because again, in line with trying to get the old mixology muscles a-going, I made another drink.
Woo!
So this is one of my fancy layered shots.
Yes.
That you saw with Captain America. That shot. This is called a Subspace Speed Pass. So the Subspace is a big part in the comics.
It is.
Lesser extent to the movie and the game. So what this is a layered shot. We're starting it off with grenadine. That's your red.
Okay.
We got creme de cassis, which I think is like a blackberry liqueur.
That's
like the dark purple. No, you picked black raspberry. I was trying to look for an actual like plum.
Okay.
But they didn't have that. So you got that. You got blue curacao in the middle.
Curacao!
You got Midori, which is your green.
Okay.
And then it's topped off with some vodka. Okay. And garnished with a star fruit. Because the star is obviously the big star of the subspace. That's on the door. That's on Ramona's, I think it's called her subspace backpack. Or briefcase or something.
Yeah.
It's called something.
Yeah.
But yeah. It's basically the icon for subspace.
Sure.
Yes. So, Tommy, I'd imagine we'd take this off because this is really... We take it off, we'll down the shot, and we'll, I don't know, pop the star fruit in.
I was going to just put the star fruit in there and drink it with us.
Yeah, hey, I'm down with that. If it'll fit, it'll just dip. There we go. All right.
It may not come out. I may have to tongue it.
Oh, boy.
It's going to get sexy in here, nation.
All right, nation. We're clinking up this shot, Tommy. Clink it up. Happy anniversary.
It's pretty good.
A lot of sweetness. You didn't get that out? Yeah, starfruit's not great. It looks cool. It's fun garnish. It's not that great.
Yeah, but you're buying two now.
Kind of, yeah. You don't want this, Roxy. It's very tart. It's like a fucking... It's very tart. Yeah. The drink is really good. I did a prototype the other day. Starfruit's not that great. Starfruit's like a gamey apple. It's just not good.
I'd eat it again.
Would you? It's like a pear right off the tree, and you just chomp it.
I'd eat it.
Well, you want one?
Huh?
You want one? You want an entire starfruit?
I'm not gonna go that
All right. Scott Pilgrim, the creation of Brian Lee O'Malley. We talked about it. Pilgrim, Mr. Pilgrim. Now, Tom, you didn't read the comics up until I let you borrow them.
2 days.
Yeah, you banged them out. They're easy reads.
That's why you read them?
Yeah, exactly. They're fun pictures. What are you going to do?
Uh-huh.
I got into them, obviously, with the movie coming out. I worked at a bookstore at the time.
Yep.
Should be no surprise to anybody.
Probably could have just banged those out.
In, like, the break room?
Or the info desk.
Yeah, probably. But I wanted to own them. and I did own them.
Right.
So, and the difference between the books and the movie, which I talked about in the Rude Boys Go to the Movies, which if you haven't listened to, just listen to it, Nation. Come on.
You really should, because it was pretty good,
yes.
Even with the dead subspace.
The difference a lot is the time period. So the books take place during the process of a year.
Yes, because I think in what, like book 4?
Book 4 is like summer.
Yeah, they're at like the beach for Julie's birthday,
Yep.
and Scott's like, "Huh, I haven't gotten attacked by any of your ex-boyfriends."
Exactly.
Or your evil ex-boyfriends, and that's when Ramona starts correcting him.
Because that's the Roxy book. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the books.
I actually liked Roxy better in the book than I did the movie.
Because she's more developed. That's the one thing, and I said it during the movie podcast. I'm gonna just repeat myself, Nation. I'm sorry. You're gonna have to hear it.
Yeah.
But you've been listening to for 3 years, and all these other episodes. Deal with it.
And I love listening to you.
Yes. Oh,
no,
Tom.
I don't.
Oh, Tom.
I'm sour, and then I'm even more sour.
Obviously the difference is you get more development time between all the characters. You get characters in the book that don't even appear in the movies.
Yeah.
You get characters like Joseph. You get characters like I think Lisa, who was Scott's high school friend.
Yeah, I didn't like Lisa.
Lisa was like a different. She was a pretty girl that was friends with Scott, but in Scott's eyes, platonic.
Yeah.
And
though she wanted it to be more.
Sure, yeah. But Scott, because he's an immature child, he's a boy. Guys, this shouldn't become to any surprise. Ladies, we're fucking stupid. We're dumb as shit. Unless you hit us with a ton of bricks
or a hammer,
or in the case of knives, the word love, and then Scott is like, oh shit, like, you know what I mean?
I gotta go.
We're dumb.
Yeah,
we
really are.
Dumb. We're dummies.
We're a dumb species.
We're an absolutely dumb species. Yes. The boys, the men.
Oh, okay, so book 1 is definitely.
This is fresh in Tom's mind, Tommy. Let's talk about the books.
Book 1 is that's straight movie right there.
Absolutely.
Because you got Matthew Patel. Book 2 is Lucas Lee. And third book
deals with envy. Deals with Todd,
which I really like seeing.
The Todd fight.
Seeing more of
her.
I'm seeing more of like the Scott and Envy relationship. Right. What happened?
Right.
How like Scott doesn't remember things.
That
was weird.
Yeah. That's a weird thing that even when I initially read it, I never understood why that was a thing. I just assumed that was just repressed memories, because later in the books, he says something along the lines of like, I remember now.
Yeah, I remember everything.
Yes. A lot of that is, I think, memory manipulation. That's eventually done by Gideon.
Sure.
But
Yep.
We'll talk about that. So book 3 really deals with Clash of the Demon Head, Envy, Todd, stuff like that. Book 4 we kind of touched upon.
Well, you also see Todd is also sleeping with the drummer.
Yeah, so that is a different divergence in the movie.
Yeah, and I noticed in the movie.
She's got a bionic arm.
I just watched the movie again.
Sure.
On the 10th anniversary of the movie that day.
Did you listen to our podcast while you were doing it?
I better listen to it now.
God.
Come
Damn
on,
it, Tom.
Come on, Chris. Why should I change form?
Scott changed form. Scott became a better person out of all this.
I'm a much better person than I was a few years ago.
All right, fine.
But I did notice that the drummer for Clash of Demon Head was her one arm is actually it's wrapped in gauze.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
it's kind of an Easter egg in the movie.
It is, yeah. I never noticed it now.
Yeah, she's not touched upon at all.
No, not really. Like, you see her playing the drums, and you see her while they're fighting.
Yeah,
exactly.
She's there.
Yeah.
But the same thing with like Crash and the Boys. Yeah. Like, they're there. They obviously have a different outcome in the book versus the movie.
Because, Sex Bomb beats them in the Battle of the Bands. They come back in book 3
which I think is really
boys.
Is it a Battle of the Bands or is it just a gig?
No, it's Battle of the...
I feel like the movie pushes this whole Battle of the Bands.
Oh, yeah,
plot,
I think you're right. Yeah,
and I think they're just looking for gigs.
Yeah.
In the book. I mean, whatever. It's a subplot
until they
for
start
the movie.
Recording.
Right. It's a subplot for the movie, which works.
Yeah.
I think because obviously they play at the end of the movie, which doesn't happen in the book.
Yeah. Julie's a lot more of a prominent character.
Yes.
So is Stacy.
Yes.
I mean, I kind of feel that these 6 books were definitely more of like the evolution of Ramona. than it was.
I agree.
Scott
I agree
fighting
100%.
her 7 evil exes.
I think because the original premise of the movie, which was again done in concert with the books, was that Scott was going to end up with knives.
Yeah.
Hence why the portrayal of Ramona is more cold, is a little more closed off than it is in the books. The books, she's more open to a relationship, to move on. However, she still has baggage that she still needs to work out.
Exactly. Like, you know, in
obviously having her
book
her
5,
loves of past come to haunt her current love doesn't help.
Like in book 5, knives, which was kind of a bitch thing to do, was letting Ramona know that, like, a year ago, like...
Honestly, like...
It's kind of a bitch thing to do.
I don't agree.
And, you know, so that makes Ramona, like, kind
question everything.
And disappear.
It wasn't that. I mean, she disappeared because she needed to work on herself, which we find out. We
in a wildlife sabbatical, a wilderness sabbatical, which didn't work.
Right, but we do learn out what happens. But I mean, to be completely fair, like that's not. I mean, yeah, it should have been Scott to have that discussion, but again, he's a dummy.
Yeah,
he's someone who doesn't think he wronged Ramona, but he knew he wronged Knives.
Yeah.
And as I think Ramona states, is there a difference in the movie and in the book?
Yeah,
in
different
in different
Scott
times.
Goes, well, you weren't wrong.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. But
again, he's a dummy.
He's a dummy. Yeah. In his mind, he's right, but not like righteously so.
Yeah.
He's just like I'm good.
Yeah.
Right.
Book-wise, Kim is one of my favorite characters.
Kim is phenomenal.
I love that her and Ramona have a great friendship. In it. You know, and in the movie, you don't see Ramona drink. In the books,
I know you said that,
she's a bit of a lush.
Because they're kids in their 20s, man.
Exactly.
You have girls making out with girls, guys making out with guys. Like, whatever goes on in Canada stays in Canada, I guess. But they're young people, whatever. Like, I mean, I'll be the first to admit, like, I had a girlfriend that was, you know, not the most faithful. And like whatever, it was just like just a drink and screw around and sort of stuff. Was it serious? Was it not serious? I was young, you know. Like who really knows at that time? Who knows at that age?
I did.
Tom knew. What if we don't have to go into details?
I love my hands.
Oh boy.
No, but like I mean, the books were. I like the movie does get me every so often when I watch it, because I'm a big fucking softie.
It's one of your perfect movies, Tom.
It is.
We've been through it.
I even I felt feels when even reading the book.
Nice.
Like like there was some points I was like, huh, okay. Like like when Scott was upset that he didn't get like the closure from Envy at first. Like he's like, but I couldn't even get a hug to get closure. Like,
right. But see, there you go.
But the thing was though, Scott also couldn't get past his own bullshit to be happy with Ramona at first.
At first, correct. But as the relationship develops more,
but he wasn't.
You see that they're but serious. Like they never had that talk.
Right, but he ended up moving in with her. So
right,
that's pretty
because
serious.
His back was up against the wall, basically.
Yeah,
and Wallace had to push him. Wallace is fantastic. I love the character of Wallace.
I think
Wallace is the guy who will always go to bat for Scott. And also be like, all right, buddy, get the fuck out.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
love Wallace in books and movies.
Yes, Wallace is fantastic.
Kieran Culkin.
Kieran Culkin was a
perfect
accurate
casting.
portrayal.
And honestly, like you said, like looking at everybody,
they did a great job.
Casting wise, yeah.
Like makeup and costume and everything, like they did a great job.
Yeah.
Edgar Wright's team or whomever did a great job of basically adapting the story onto the silver screen. It's great. But I mean, Scott had to be pushed to do that.
Yes.
Scott had to be pushed to get a job.
Yes.
Scott had to be pushed to not to fight. Fight was the one thing that came easy for him, and presumably breaking Chick's heart. I mean, it just happens. Yeah. It was just his nature. It was just he saw something new, saw something shiny, and then moved on.
Yeah.
But in the same sense, with him trying to get closure with Envy. Like, that was one thing he never realized was that, maybe everybody else needs closure. Yeah. Like, maybe I need to have this conversation with Kim to make sure we're cool. Instead of just being like, oh, we're cool.
And he did have that conversation with
did.
Kim when he went to go visit her.
In the last book, yeah.
And he was just like, oh, you know, like he said in the movie, oh, I'm sorry for everything, and I'm
Right,
sorry
which,
for me.
again, was a nice nod in the movie.
Which, I mean, even in the movie, Kim is just fantastic. Like,
Right.
everything she says...
Great portrayal. Yep, great portrayal.
Oh, my God. Like, I mean, one of my favorite scenes is, like, when she pretends shoots herself and hits the symbol.
Uh-huh.
Like, that is probably, like... I use that GIF more often than not.
That's a good GIF.
It's just such a... It's like, you know, do you you want to be with this person? How much are you willing to go to bat?
Sure.
To be with this person? Yeah. And if,
Yeah.
like, that person is your, you know, your one true love that you feel, then, yeah, you know what?
Yeah.
Fucking go to bat
Yeah.
for them.
Yeah.
They show that in the book. They show that in the movie. The video game, it's, you know... Let's talk about the video game real quick.
All right, let's talk about the video game. So overall, though, book, you loved it.
I love the series, and
Yeah.
I'll probably be purchasing them.
Nice. You should look at the color version, because I saw a little bit of that.
Yeah.
Also, I want to just say, like, you see, like, Brian Lee O'Malley's art style kind of evolve more.
A little
like,
bit,
because
yeah.
the first one, everyone's a little more lanky, everyone's a little more just, like, they got a cartoon face and stuff like that. And then, like, you see them get more, like... It's definitely more anime inspired. Yeah. I mean, you know, you're seeing the evolution of an artist.
Which, okay, before we move on from the books, like, the thing, the Stephen Stills reveal.
Right.
At the end of book 6.
Right, that he falls in love with this character, Joseph, who is not introduced in the movies at all.
He's just such an asshole, Joseph.
Stills? Oh, Joseph is like, his character is that you see him kind of like have like a small speech bubble. So to me, it means like he's just muttering to himself.
Yeah,
so that's pretty funny.
Stills kind of an asshole, though. Because he's the one that
Stills all about the band.
No. He's the one that put everything in motion where he told Knives about Scott and Ramona. And then Knives told Ramona.
Right. I shrugged.
And it's like...
Better that coming out than...
It wasn't his place to say.
Well, I mean... That's a teen drama, my friend, or just a regular drama.
Yeah, adult 20s.
Adult 20-something drama.
Yeah.
Like that's just how it goes. Like they got drunk, they got a little loose-lipped. Stills told Knives, because Knives was infatuated with Scott for pretty much 5 out of 6 of those books.
Yeah.
And then only finally moved on. But we'll know that, like, okay, Scott was her first true love. Yeah. But can now move from that because she received that closure.
Yeah. And you know what? In the movie, I really like, you know, like you said, like, the original cut was Knives and Scott. But then, like, you know, the cut that we got was, like, you know, Knives is like, go after her. Yeah. You've been fighting for her this whole time. Right. Like, what are you doing standing here talking to me? Yeah. She's like, yeah, I'm too cool for you anyway. Right. So she moved on. That's really what that comes down to. Well, yeah, with young Neil in the movie. Well, I mean... That's still only like it seems like it's punched the highlights out of her, and I actually did notice like the highlights are on like the refrigerator that are like in the That was just that I think like that was just a slight revenge ploy to get but I don't think there was anything really there because even in the book and even in the movie you don't really see you were talking about the color version. I think book 4 has a little bit of the first like 20 pages are color. But yeah, no, book's fantastic. Yes, I will get them eventually. Great stuff, yeah. Yeah, I mean, check it out. It's essential reading, I think. Absolutely. And there's a lot to it. We didn't even really talk about like Gideon's whole plot. Like Gideon is a way bigger creep in this. He has all his ex-girlfriends waiting for the next one. Cryogenically frozen. Yeah, to form some sort of weird mega fembot. Yeah, so I'm gonna say a mega fembot. So Gideon's whole thing is that he's controlling the concept of subspace, which is again not something that's really touched in the movie, to control people's emotions to buy his products, basically, which is how he got to where he got. So the whole concept of subspace isn't touched about. The whole concept of the glow isn't really touched about. That's when Ramona's head glows. Right. Yeah. In a couple key moments in the book. Towards like the last 3 books. Yeah. And that's really that is a physical embodiment of her insecurities. Yeah. But also Gideon fucking with her. Yeah. Like basically any negative. It's like.
it's like the hate virus from fucking Transformers. Like when something bad happened to just make everyone mean and hate each other. And that comes into the climax of the books when Gideon projects the glow into people, and then they're all hating each other and fighting each other and shit like that. That's something that's also never really touched about. It's the mental manipulation of people.
Yeah.
Because Ramona was fucked with, and we thought at the end of book 5, I believe, that Ramona disappeared and went with Gideon.
Yeah.
Which she did end up going, in the movie. Yes.
Exactly.
That didn't happen. She needed to find out herself. And again, that's just screenplay versus comic. That's just, what it is. It's not like, they did it this way. You kind of have to because, this is happening. It's how to adapt it, guy. That's how it is.
The moviegoers are dumb.
Yep.
There's
case in point. Exhibit A sitting right here.
No, I'm not gonna say you're dumb.
I say it. I did say it.
But after every
how about this? Non-readers are dumb.
After every MCU movie we watch, you would turn to me and be like, "Was that a thing in the comics?"
Because I'm curious. That's my own curiosity.
Exactly.
Hence why I would read the books after the movie came out, because Volume 6 came out after the movie, and they needed to do not they needed to do something different. But Brian Lee O'Malley, honestly, I think his whole creative process was he was just kind of like writing book to book, and he was just like, all right, cool, 6th book, I got to figure all this out. So that's where he came up with his ending of Gideon and the cryogenically frozen his ex-girlfriends and Ramona. But I think the relationship between Ramona and Scott is more genuine because it definitely has more time to grow. You see them more, and you see more instead of just being like, oh, she's there, it's a fight. You see her, it's a fight.
He actually does say, I love you.
They hang out. Yes, they live together. They go to parties together. They bicker together. Like, you don't really see... if you see that in... the movie, it's like, oh, they're done because they've only known each other for 8 hours,
I really, I think we were talking about it all fair,
this dog is ridiculous.
We were talking about it all fair that, I think Netflix is doing an animated series.
Yes. And someone's doing an animated series of Scott
I really
Pilgrim.
think we're gonna get more true to the books, because, let's face it, Michael Cera was not getting any younger.
Absolutely not.
As you said on Rude Boys Go to the Movies, Scott Pilgrim.
Yep.
He's kind of a ghoul.
He's kind of a ghoul. That's a perfect word.
That's what you said. I'm using your words.
He's got to be the ugliest person in that cast. I'm sorry, Michael Cera, but you're the ugliest person in that cast.
Wow. I mean, the prettiest is the girl that plays Ramona, Mary Winstead.
I mean, Jason Schwartzman ain't no looker either, but, Michael Cera is the ugliest motherfucker in that cast.
Wow, okay. And I did like how, in the book they mentioned that Knives, the only reason she went out with young Neil is because he looks exactly like Scott.
Yeah, and in the drawing, that's exactly the case, yeah. That was also one thing because, I was just reading the comics, and I just was like, I'm not getting it because, the animation, not the animation, but the drawing style, I was just like, I'm like, isn't that Scott? No, I would then pick up on stuff like what they're wearing. Scott's got his wristbands, the shirts, what they would see, the hair at the time. Young Neil would look a specific way. Excuse me. Still's obviously got the beard and stuff. Kim's got the bangs and the freckles. Between Kim and Lisa, I'm like, who the fuck?
Yeah, I got a little confused with that.
One's got the headband. She's wearing the dress. Right. She's got the shirt. Yeah. You really got to pick up. The color version, I'm sure, would make it a lot easier.
I like how Kim was just like when Knives went to them, went with them when they went to go play against Crash and the Boys. Mm-hmm. She's like, guess I was that Knives is just like me. She's got the skirt, the jacket, and everything, and they're all like, no.
She's a fangirl. That's how she was portrayed, and then,
I kind of wish in the movie we got to see Mr. Chow.
That would have been pretty cool. Yeah. But you saw, Tom, that now that you read the book, you saw that, a lot of the scenes or lines or whatever from the movie are in there.
Oh,
just
absolutely.
in different parts. The one spot where Gideon says to Ramona in the movie, you're my girl, and then she responds with, let's both be girls, and then knees him in the balls.
Yeah.
That was what Envy said to Todd in book 3 after she realizes Todd's been cheating on her with the drummer.
Yep.
And I said that properly.
I mean, still one of my favorite quotes from book and movie is Scott, you are the salt of the earth. I'm sorry,
thanks.
I meant scum of the earth.
But I think Still said it, and then Kim said it.
No. I think it was Kim that
both
said
times.
I think Kim, the one that it was reversed. Was Stills in the book is the one that said if your life had
a face, I'd punch it.
But I think it said a couple of times.
It probably did
in the book, and in the movie it was Kim that said it. Well, aren't you just proud as punch?
Bottom line, the book is great.
Yeah.
If you like the movie, if you enjoyed the movie, read the books.
Yeah.
It's just more of the same. It's a little remixed. Weird to say because the movie is really not the original content, but you know what I mean. Like it takes more of the Scott Pilgrim stuff.
Hey, look, I learned the baseline from Final Fantasy 2.
Hey, good segue. Video games.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, the game. And obviously I'm talking about the Punch-Out clone that came out on iPhone. No, I'm not. I'm talking about that did happen.
Did it?
Yeah, there was a movie tie-in game where it was like a Punch-Out clone.
Oh, shit.
But it was like ghoulish Michael Cera fighting, ghoulish Christopher Evans.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it was not great. Okay. We're obviously talking about the game that was put out by Ubisoft.
The beat 'em up.
Put out by Ubisoft. Beautiful animation, headed by Paul Robertson, I believe. He's done some weird...
And O'Malley had to have something to do
O'Malley did all the storyboards.
Sure.
He talked through the development process with the team to kind of get that stuff. Soundtrack by Anamanaguchi, which is phenomenal. Tom, you would know them best for doing the theme song to Teen Titans.
Okay.
There you go. No, that's not them. That's like Puffy Amiyumi or some shit.
Yeah, it's a Japanese girl band.
Yeah, but Anamanaguchi isn't them.
Okay.
My bad, nation. Sorry. Revoke my nerd card. Fine. Come get it, motherfucker. But this game is fantastic.
He's been drinking.
In the past, so like you said, Tom, it's a beat 'em up. It's got tons of references to Mega Man, Super Mario, Final Fantasy, Legend of Zelda. Like it is just a love letter to video games. In the same way the comic is a love letter to comics and video game, nerd culture, that stuff.
I do love the part in the books where he's talking about the X-Men.
I told you about that. Yes, see, I'm glad it resonated with you because it doesn't say the names, but it kind of does
it was straight up magic
and then he did this, and then he did this, and then she did, and I'm like, this sounds like an X-Men reference.
Yeah, it totally was.
Good. I'm glad you picked up on that. But the video game is fantastic. It looks great. It sounds great, and it is 110% absolutely unplayable. As of recording right now, so I want to say this real quick.
Fuck that.
Leading up to this, so we talked about this earlier. I think on the 10th of the month. So 10th of the month was the anniversary of Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, the video game. Excuse me. Came out 10 years ago.
Released it on the Switch, cowards.
Was only available for like 4 of those years because that's how licensees work.
Yeah. I think it was available for 4 hours.
Yeah, probably.
4 minutes.
Everyone, Anamanaguchi, Brian Lee O'Malley, Edgar Wright on Twitter was like, Ubisoft, what are we fucking doing? Like, let's do it. Like, obviously, I'm sure Universal will be like, fuck yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
Brian Lee O'Malley, fuck yeah, let's do it. Edgar Wright, fuck yeah, let's do it.
Anamanaguchi, fuck yeah, let's do it. Pockets.
Ubisoft is tight-lipped about it. And I'm going to say this right now, as of recording, yesterday, as per recording, Brian Lee O'Malley said something along the lines of, like, he tweeted out, P.S. Ubisoft got in touch with me. I want to think that they want to make something happen. What I think happened is Ubisoft was like, bro, shut the fuck up. Stop talking about us. Like, that's what I think is really what the deal is.
Was that on Twitter?
That was on Twitter, yeah.
Nice,
but, like, I would say, who knows what happened? Fingers crossed, because, like, they were talking about, like, this company, I Am 8-Bit, wants to do something also, which is, like, this big, it's like the Criterion collection of video games.
Okay.
Like, they'll put out art books. They'll put out, like, good collector's edition
Did they do the art book you got me of Fire Emblem?
No, that was actually a Nintendo thing published through Dark Horse.
No, the game put out on Switch, you cowards.
It is out. It's called Fire Emblem Three Houses.
No, I Want Awakening.
Oh well, I can't help you there, Tommy. But the Scott Pilgrim the game is awesome. Beat 'em up. You play as 4 characters initially.
Yep.
Basically the 3 members of Sex Bomb, Scott, Stills, and Kim, and Ramona. You got.
Yep.
There's an unlockable Mega Scott. Sorry if that's a spoiler to an unplayable game. And then they released 2 rounds of paid DLC.
Yep.
You could play as Kim. I'm sorry. You could play as Knives, and you could play as Wallace. I I never downloaded the Wallace pack, and so unfortunately that's locked to the fucking
Ubisoft vaults.
Ubisoft servers
until
and somebody's
until they're like
fucking
Disney and
bedroom.
they're like, this is the Ubisoft vault. We're gonna unlock Wallace for 4 seconds. Have fun, nerds.
Basically, this is why game preservation is such an important thing. This is why people like, Frank Cifaldi for like the video game, museum or something, wants stuff like this, because like games like X-Men, unplayable right now unless you own a PS3 or a 360.
Why I never got rid of my PS3
Right.
because I have the X-Men arcade game, I have the Scott Pilgrim game, and I have Final Fantasy VII and Symphony of the Night.
See?
Even though I do know that's on PS4.
On my 360,
but I feel
dusted
like
off.
I kind of feel those games play better. This might be a biased Sony boy. We played the Scott Pilgrim game before.
Sure.
I felt it smoother on the PS3.
Fine. I don't care. Here's the deal.
No,
this is how I can play it, though. And that's unfortunate for us in 2020.
Because we were playing it, and I'm like, this feels real clunky.
Right.
To me, for some reason. And then we had the unfortunate accident of what happened while we were
the game
playing.
froze, yes. It hard
At
locked.
the fucking end.
Well, at one of the ends. We were fighting Gideon. His second form was about to come up.
It was so fucking lame.
Whatever. It happens.
Yo, okay, so Nation...
System failure's a thing. Again, why should this happen in 2020 on a console that came out in 2006-ish for a game that came out in 2010?
Brother.
Because it's 2020, I understand. But we should be able to fire this up on the Switch, no problem, and play this game together. That's what we're all about.
I agree.
Okay? That's the big thing. This game is fantastic. It's a game that should never, ever be lost to time.
No, it shouldn't.
And unfortunately, it's looking like that
No,
unless Ubisoft gets their heads out of their butts.
You gotta have faith, brother.
You know what? I have faith because, again, I think the groundswell for a game like this, for a franchise like this, I think is still very pertinent. It's very popular. And it's kind of fun to see that when the movie hit its 10th anniversary, really people are talking about this like it's really just like a benchmark in like a certain generation. And it's kind of fun to be a part of
my
that.
generation.
Oh my god, Tom's fucking lost it. The game is great. Hopefully it comes out on current consoles or ever again.
Absolutely, man.
Let's talk about the movie, Tom, briefly, because we've talked about it.
I can talk about the movie
movies,
forever, yeah.
And Rude Boys Go to the Movie 6. But let's touch on the soundtrack real quick, because we didn't really talk about that.
God. The soundtrack is some of the best music. See, I'm not a big Beck fan.
Beck wrote all the Sex Bomb stuff.
Yes. But, like, you have the Beachwood Sparks on there, who does, I'm drawing a blank on the fucking song.
I'm gonna pull up the
Hold You Tonight, I think it's called. But it's just like that. Metric is on there as well. It's just such a...
It's a great soundtrack.
To me, guys, you put this on, your girl's panties are dropping.
Wow. That's a Tommy guarantee.
Absolutely. You put this soundtrack on, those panties are hitting the floor hard. And you're not going home with Rosie Palm and her 5 sisters.
Jesus Christ.
You were getting laid.
I think
that's sex. Bomb.
I think that when we talk about movies like let's say Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1, that was a soundtrack that kind of like stood shoulder to shoulder with the movie.
Sure.
This is, I think, one of the first movies of that ilk.
Nope.
No? What do you think, Tommy?
The Crow.
All right, I wouldn't know.
Yeah, and that's gonna change because I feel that to me, I feel it's The Crow, Scott Pilgrim,
Night at the Roxbury,
and
that was my first fucking soundtrack guy. I'll fucking that was a killer soundtrack.
And Guardians of the Galaxy.
Okay,
those three, it's like they just coincide with the movie. Like those respective movies so well that you're just like you just sit there and you're just like, wow, like you feel every scene when you're listening to the soundtrack.
Right.
Which is just oh my god, it's so good.
Right.
Such good shit.
It's good shit.
God, it gets me hard.
But I mean, I don't really want to talk about the Night of the Roxbury soundtrack any further. Edgar Wright did announce, though, this came out around the same time as the 10-year anniversary of Scott Pilgrim versus the World, the motion picture.
She won't be ignored, Chris.
That the soundtrack is going to be re-released. I guess the recording company, ABK Company, ABKCO Records and Music and Records is going to re-release the Scott Pilgrim soundtrack, the soundtrack and the I guess what is it? The other thing, the theatrical, the score.
Yes.
So they're going to release that.
Never liked scores personally. I need
it's like a Star Wars John Williams sort of thing,
or like Lord of the Rings,
right?
Like I need my lyrics. Like that's the thing, because I like singing along in my car.
Right.
Which nation? Maybe one day you'll get that.
Tom singing in his car.
Yeah.
Are you going to do like a carpool karaoke by yourself?
We totally are. You're involved, Bubba.
All right. So far, though,
Boys, it's all about content, brother.
So far, there's no information on it yet. They're going to re-release its soundtrack. I don't know if it's going to be vinyl or if it's going to be on compacted disc, but we're going to find that out, and we'll get that information to you. Don't you worry. But it is a soundtrack and score.
It's
to the movie.
Yeah. Now, you know what? I have the soundtrack, that has the lyrics and everything. I don't need the score. I'm good where I am. God. I ordered that shit from Amazon. It came from England. It took...
What the fuck?
Yeah.
All right.
It took about... Shit you not. Two months to get to me.
That's ridiculous. You did
unfortunately,
a wrong thing. You did a bad job.
Unfortunately, I didn't have a beautiful Ramona Flowers delivering it to me.
Now you want Amazon or Amazon.ca?
Fuck. That's where I screwed up.
Oh, yeah. Because you didn't even know what the address was for Amazon.ca.
What's the address for Amazon.ca? Amazon.ca. So,
it says I have mail.
This is amazing. Oh, this is boring. But Edgar Wright did a fantastic job on the movie.
Edgar Wright, yep.
And honestly, everything that
I think Edgar Wright was a perfect...
He puts all his movies that have, like, really good all his movies have really good fucking music.
Yeah.
He actually... He handpicks all of that himself.
Good. I'm glad.
So, like, Scott Pilgrim, Shaun of the Dead, Baby Driver, Hot Fuzz.
At World's End.
At World's End. So... Edgar Wright, you do good. You get the Rude Boys seal of approval.
Now you can sleep at night.
Yeah, on your fucking millions.
Yep.
But I think if you want to throw some of those millions our way,
yeah, no, absolutely. I'll fucking. We love your movies. We love what you're doing. Yeah, we're actually gonna watch an Edgar Wright movie later tonight. So.
Yeah.
Fanboys.
Yeah, a little bit.
Anything else we got to say about Scott Pilgrim, Tommy?
It's just fantastic. Everyone should watch it. Everyone should experience it and get those feels.
Yeah, I think it's great. It's a you didn't think it would be that great, but it is. And we're talking about the movie. We're talking about the books. We're talking about the game. We're talking about the soundtrack. Like anything. If there's fucking, I'm not gonna get any Funko Pops. I'll tell you that much. But like, if there's like little toys or whatever, I'd get that, dude. A fucking Scott Pilgrim like Figma, like super articulated, like that looks like the Paul Robertson art from the video game. God damn, sign me up.
I mean, the funny thing was, I saw this in theaters.
Mm-hmm.
I knew nothing about Scott Pilgrim.
Right.
I went in blind.
You went straight.
You know what? I'm gonna tell you honestly. I went in blind because Michael Cera was in it, and this was just off of like Superbad, and everything. I was like, wow, I really like Michael Cera.
Okay. Should watch Arrested Development, but
no,
I know you're not gonna.
No, I've watched season 1, and that's the only season that exists in my mind's eye.
I mean, I can kind of agree with you on that.
Dude, come on. It's all trash. The other seasons are trash.
I wouldn't call them trash. They're not as good.
Garbage. I won't say trash, I'll say garbage.
That's the same thing.
No,
Tom,
there's a difference.
Those are synonyms,
no,
man.
Trash goes into a dump. Okay. Garbage goes into a pail.
Okay. Both end up in the same place.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
Anyway, this has been the Rude Boys.
That's it? We're wrapping up? All right, that's it.
Scott Pilgrim. Well, do you have anything else?
No, I think we pretty much touched upon everything.
Yeah.
I think the I'm glad I was able to reread the books because I remember the books were being a little.
I'm glad you were able to get to read.
Yeah. Oh, well, you and my girlfriend both. I remember the books being a little very obtuse on first read.
Okay.
But reading more into it and understanding it and having access to the internet and understanding shit like the glow and subspace, I'm like, what the fuck? This is okay? Yeah, it's okay. And then seeing the movie, and then the movie being as good as it does, and every time I see the movie, I like it more.
Yeah.
Because it's been said to death. The
Absolutely.
video game is fantastic. It should be played on every fucking console right now that can play it.
I wish we could have finished it.
Yeah, me too.
Oh my god, dude, when I died and they plopped me down in a ditch, pretty much, and it's like, fuck you.
Well, I mean, that's old school, man. That's some good stuff.
I was like, wow.
Awesome, still though, awesome game.
It is.
Should be playable in 2020.
It really should.
It
is playable
any
in 2020.
sort of system that you want, on any system that came out in the last 3 years, 5 years.
Specifically the Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, the Switch. The Switch can handle it. The Switch can play it.
Easily. If the Switch could play the new Streets of Rage, it could play fucking Scott Pilgrim vs. the World video game.
We gotta do a beat 'em up episode.
Come out 2016.
Yes. But that's it. That's it for Scott Pilgrim.
Awesome.
And on that note, Rude Nation, thank you for joining us. This has been our 3rd-year anniversary episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. It's gonna be that point where it's just like, yeah, all right. It's like a wedding anniversary or something. It's just like, oh, okay, yeah. Or a birthday.
What is 3 years? Isn't it like wood?
I don't know. You look it up.
I'll give you some wood.
Oh, no.
Yeah, you better. Nah. Yeah, there you go. Look, we've come a long way. We got sounds now.
We are straight up.
We got a dog. Well, we actually always had dogs.
There were always dogs.
There was
Little DMX in episode 2, man.
Little DMX has shown up probably more than your girlfriend has shown up on.
No, she's been pretty consistent in the past in this quarantine era of the Rude Boys Power Hour Plus. But speaking of the Rude Boys Power Hour Plus, and speaking for Rude Boys Wrestle Specials and Rude Boys Go to the Movies and the Rude Boys Top Tens, you see a consistent theme going on here. The Rude Boys podcast brand is stronger than ever.
Yep.
We're on such things as Apple Podcasts and Google Podcasts and Stitcher and Podbean and now TuneIn. I tried to look into getting us into Spotify. The issue with that is that the episode formats don't jive with Spotify. Like, we're at M4A formats. They need MP3 formats. I thought it would convert over. It ain't happening. I'm sorry, Nation. You're going to have to get us on the other 9 billion podcast applications that go on there. If I get us on Spotify, that would be a win. I really got to look into it. I mean, am I going to start saving these formats into MP3s? I don't know. Is it going to carry forward the back catalog? I don't know. There's a lot of questions going on. Who knows? You might see some different labeling of said podcasts, because right now we're on episode 78, and it just says episode 78 because this is our main show. I don't necessarily know if I'm going to relabel said things and try to keep everything together, but whatever. That's some background stuff I don't need to share with you guys. See, yeah, or Tom, for that matter, because he just fucking shrugged because he was petting a dog. So there you go, my partner in crime, everybody.
Dude, you're the brains behind this operation. I'm the talent.
He's the talent. Yep. That's Stills. He's the talent.
Yep.
I like that bit in the books where he's just like, you always call him Steven Stills?
Yeah.
Steven Stills? Like, I love that shit. Because everyone knows, like, it's so you'll
good.
find, Nation, you'll find something out of that book.
Absolutely.
That you'll be like, oh my god, I know a guy like
Read
that.
a book.
I am a guy like that. Or listen to our podcast, which is available on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, TuneIn, and our headquarters on Podbean. rudeboys.podbean.com.
Flick that world bean. I know, not my best.
All right.
You know, I was sitting here the whole time while you were talking. I was like, what the fuck?
There were birds flapping around.
No. When you were talking about your Spotify and everything, right. About Spotify, I'm like, fuck. I was like, what am I gonna say about Podbean? But I'll make it up for next episode.
No, you won't pick it up on the spot, Nation. Calling it right now. But anyway, we're on other social media accounts, Twitter, Facebook, on Instagram. Just search for Rude Boys 469. All these links are available on our Linktree account, which is at linktr.ee/Rude Boys. Just Rude Boys for that one. No Rude Boys 469. We were able to lock down the Rude Boys brand on Linktree.
Word.
Something else we're working on, our YouTube account.
We have YouTube?
Yes, we do.
Oh, fuck me running.
Which can be found at, all lowercase, bit.ly/Rude Boys RudeTube. And obviously once we get a certain number of subscribers, we can get a custom URL, so we don't have to use this whole bit.ly stuff. We could just be youtube.com/Rude Boys. Which would be pretty dope.
Gets me hard.
So by all means, please subscribe to our YouTube account.
Click that little bell.
No, don't do that, man. I mute everything except for us because, like, I just want to make sure it happens, and it goes through. But I mean, fucking shut us off. I don't care. Just subscribe. I have so many subscriptions to shit I've never fucking seen because I'm just like, oh, I should subscribe to that, and I do, and I never watch it.
Yeah,
so just subscribe to us.
Yeah,
please.
no, I mean, I subscribe to us, but I don't listen.
Hey, Tom, perfect. You are the ideal YouTube member, my friend. That's all I care about.
God.
I'm on Twitter and Instagram.
Nice.
You can find me. Oh my god. That was really good. Yes, you can find me at Tesherms, TEH_SHERMS. I really just retweet a lot of funny stuff. That's really where I'm at right now. I've kind of scaled back the drink posting because I'm working again, and like it's like goddamn, there's a lot of drinks on there.
Just
but
wait.
I will. Nope. Yep. There'll be some coming up for this episode.
Because I'm on vacation in 2 weeks.
Oh no!
So
Tommy's
much
doing the
day
dance.
Drinking.
Tommy, what do you got for your social
We
medias?
want the smoke. I can be reached at Tommy_Cash80, and that's Cash with a K.
Very good. And we've been the Rude Boys. Thank you for joining us for these. If this is your first episode, thank you for joining. I hope you hang with us. If this is your last episode, bon voyage, motherfucker.
It's only getting worse from here.
But if you're sticking with us for 1 episode, 3 episodes, 3 years worth of episodes, thank you so much. Yeah, Tom, any final words?
Yeah, what's our next episode about?
Our next episode, Tommy, is going to be about Metallica.
Yes.
Coincide with the release of S&M 2 coming out August 28th. I think that's right. But yes, not to coincide, but around the same time. Whatever. Bi-weekly podcast. Deal with it. You've dealt with it. We deal with it. We love you. Thank you.
Bye.
This has been a presentation of the Rude Boys Podcast Network.
Oops.